Mobile television production facilities for this broadcast are made possible by a grant from Walmart. Walmart, with their location on the White Horse Pike in Somerdale.
You're watching Sterling High School Channel 19, winner of the Mid-Atlantic Emmy Award for the Best Live Game Broadcast. Serving Hynella, Wild Springs, Magnolia, Somerdale, and Stratford.
And welcome to Sterling Channel 19. Today we will have high school wrestling. The Sterling Silver Knights 4-12 on the season, taking on the Haddonfield Bulldogs 13-3. We're gonna take a look at the Colonial Patriot. Audubon 12-5, Gateway 10-7 overall. Then Haddon Heights is 9-7. Sterling floating around the middle there at 4-12. 6-10, Haddon Township Hawks, and 2-11 in the Lindenwold Lions. Let's let the boys introduce themselves.
I'm Nathan McLarney. I'm a senior, 144, and I'm from Magnolia.
Andrew Kraus, senior, 190, Magnolia.
My name is Collie Hines, 2023, 165 from Somerdale.
Ryan Rebecca, junior, 138, Stratford.
Nico Jolene, junior, heavyweight, Magnolia.
Timmy Edis, junior, 157, Stratford, New Jersey.
My name is Rafiq, and weight class is 132. From Somerdale, I'm a junior.
Joseph Rogers, sophomore, 120, Stratford.
Kenny McCardle, sophomore, 190, Laurel Springs.
Anthony Gagolski, sophomore, 175, Laurel Springs.
Name is Joel Small, freshman, 150, hometown Somerdale.
Good look there at the 2022-2023 boys wrestling team. Let's take a look at the Colonial Liberty standings on the other side. Haddonfield leads this one 13-3. They're 3-0 in their division, followed by Paulsboro, who, as you guys know here in the booth, I'm joined by Tim Edis and board member Jason Clark. Born and bred wrestlers in Paulsboro. Gloucester Lions are 13-5 on the year, then followed by the West Deptford Eagles at 8-8. Collingswood having a good season, but at the bottom of the division, 0-5. And we take a look here at the side-by-side stats. Sterling is 4-12. They're fourth in the Colonial Patriot. They put up 26 points per match as a team, let up 48 points per match as a team. Sean Amon, one of the highlight wrestlers, he's 11-8. Collie Hines, 13-4. Anthony Gagolski, 14-6. Ensar Yagmerkaya, 11-5. And Nico Jolene having a phenomenal season. He's 19-3 at the heavyweight spot. Take a look at the Haddonfield side of it. They're 13-3. First in the Colonial Liberty, putting up 43 points per match, letting up 24 points per match. 106 Lamb is 19-3 on the year. Canuso is 18-3. Bayer is 15-4. Hurley with 20 wins on the season already, 20-2 to this point. And Dietz at 144. He's 16-7. The last three times that we met against Haddonfield back in 2019, it was a Haddonfield win. They won pretty handily, 51-17. 2020 was a Haddonfield win, but it was closer, 38-24. And just last year in 2020, 2 years ago, excuse me, in 2021, Haddonfield won by a margin of 51-15. And now, introductions for the wrestlers. If you're just joining us, I'm Jay Clark, joined by Tim Edis and Jason Clark here in the booth.
The one thing about Haddonfield is it just seems year after year, they just retool. They have seniors graduate, they just bring in kids from JV with experience, and they just retool. It's impressive.
Yeah, especially for some programs that they have a few really good wrestling classes, and then it sort of all falls apart and they have to have almost a rebuild phase. Haddonfield doesn't really rebuild, they reload every single year, as you just mentioned, Jay. And you know, Tim, talk about the rivalry aspect when you go up against Haddonfield. They're the school's rival. Does it mean a little more to go out and get an individual win or a team win against Haddonfield?
I definitely say it would be a team win. We always competed in the 90s and early 2000s. We used to make the better end of it and win. It seems like the last couple of years we've been struggling. But exactly what Jay said, they just reload every year. And you could see the same names popping up. It's just their parents and then their kids, and it just keeps coming through the program.
So the captains will meet in the middle.
And Tim, there's a connection here, correct me if I'm wrong, between Haddonfield and Sterling with the coaching staff.
Yes, our prior coach for Sterling was Mike Lamb. Mike was a phenomenal coach. He wrestled at Highland. He was an outstanding wrestler. He wound up going to North Carolina and wrestled, and then he came and coached at multiple high schools prior to. And now his son's actually currently wrestling on Haddonfield. He's having a phenomenal season.
Wrestling 150.
So we'll be starting the match here at 150 pounds.
For Haddonfield, Doyle.
It'll be a forfeit, it looks like, for Beckett Doyle. Now, Sterling sends out Collie Hines at 157.
Hines for Haddonfield. Goldman.
Hines having a tremendous season at this point. He's 13-4. Haddonfield with the forfeit leads at 6-0 team score.
And Hines has a younger brother in the junior program, and hopefully we'll start to see that junior program continue to provide wrestlers at a quality of level that will help be able to maintain not only our numbers but our overall skill and maintain to a point maybe where we can become something like a Haddonfield or a Paulsboro.
Hines gives up an escape, but he still leads this one 2-1 over Alex Goldman, who's 9-6 on the year. Both looking for control in the collar tie. Shot there by Goldman. Well defended right now by Hines.
Whizzer him down.
No points right now.
Let's put pressure on his head.
Hines gives up a takedown, and he looks to be in some pain. Take a look at it right here. It was a nice job by Goldman circling to it, and I think what happened, I'm not exactly sure what happened, but my best guess would be that him clinging to the back of Goldman's head like that, as we take a look at it right there.
He puts his arm out of position and just landed a little awkwardly. Hopefully he'll be all right, bounce back and finish this match.
And we'll take another look at it as Sean Clank, our wonderful athletic trainer, attends to him. But yeah, you're right. Out of position, and then he lands on it, tries to put his weight on that forearm. And it looks like Clank is having him work out something with his neck. Now goes to the arms.
When he landed, it looks like he rolled his head over awkwardly. They're just making sure that his neck and arms are okay at this point.
You see, there's Alex Goldman, and as we were talking about, the head coach for Haddonfield was pictured in the middle of the three. Hines is okay. He'll be able to continue. He'll start on defense here with 33.7 seconds left in this first period.
Hines building the base. He's standing up. He's on his feet. He has to start working his hands. Needs to get hand control.
And now Goldman has a leg in. He's working the leg ride. And what that really does is that diminishes his ability. It diminishes Hines' ability to work on the lower half. It really restricts his lower half movement to build up a base. And now here's a tilt. And that'll do it for the first period. Goldman is awarded 2 back points, and the first period ends with Goldman leading this one over Hines 5-2. Hines will start on defense.
The first move here is really important because if he has a quick first move anticipating the whistle, it's going to set up a lot of things for him. But if he's sluggish and that leg goes in, it's going to be really difficult for him.
Yeah, it was perfect knee slide. Hines has to keep coming up on his feet. There it is.
Nice
he has
reversal
control.
Good reversal right there. Nice job to just roll out of it. Good scramble.
It's going to be one Goldman.
Goldman gets an escape. He leads at 6-4 over Collie Hines. And Tim, talk about how important it is to get wrist control in this neutral position.
Absolutely. It's you want to actually take your opponent out of his stance and then free his hands to open up space. Definitely want to lower your level as well and change levels in circle.
Goldman with some good wrist control. He goes for an outside single, well defended.
See, Goldman did a phenomenal job there controlling his elbows.
Less than a minute remains in this second period. Hines trails by 2 to Alex Goldman. And when we were looking at the scouting report, this was one of the matches of the night as both of these guys are around the same skill level. Hines working quick on his feet, now looking for some wrist control.
Hines tries an outside single.
No points awarded because Goldman has to bring Hines back down to the mat. And there's the 2 awarded. He's successful there. Now leads this one by 4. Breaks Hines down, and the official stopped the match as we take a look there at the nice reversal by Collie Hines.
It's really important that he tries to get at least one here before the end of the period with a short time.
Good first move there by Goldman. Now he has that 2-on-1 wrist, and what that allows Goldman to do is really have control. He was looking for a tilt to get some back points. No back points being awarded as Hines keeps his shoulders off the mat. And Hines was looking for a reversal there as Goldman got out of position but is unable to do so, and it will remain 8-4 going into the third period. Goldman chooses defense.
Now it's important for Hines to break him down and works himself on top. He needs to turn him over if at all possible.
Yeah, you said it. He definitely needs a turn. Got to be looking to get some backs, if not the pin. Hines is working that arm bar, and this move is dangerous because if he moves his arm past the 90-degree angle, it's going to get immediately blown dead by the referee, or at least it should immediately get blown dead by the referee. And what Hines wants to do here is start, if he's working that arm bar, start walking towards the head. Now he's got to break him back down. But once you have him flat with that arm bar, you got to start walking towards the head to try and get a turn. Good job by Goldman, though, to build his base.
Yeah, Hines wants to do forward pressure.
And Hines now seems to be in a little bit of panic mode as he's down 5. He's got to be looking for a big move. Goldman looking to extend the lead. and is able to do so with a takedown there on Hines. He now leads it 11-4 with a minute remaining in this third period. And Goldman just loves going back to these tilts. He tries to hit a standing tilt right there. Hines trying to catch Goldman, unable to do so, and now Goldman gets Hines on his back. Goldman has that claw right in.
Right now this is painful for Hines, but it's important from a team perspective. He tried not to get pinned, but unfortunately that didn't work.
Definitely hurts. It's one of the matches we're expecting to be in there.
Alex Goldman is your winner by pinfall. It'll make it 12-0. Great shot there from our camera crew.
Now wrestling 165. For Sterling, Edis.
Tim Edis.
For Haddonfield, Durkin.
Will be taking on Julian Durkin.
Right here, they're just feeling each other out, seeing who wants to make the first offensive move, who wants to counter.
Well, and that's an important part of the match, as you know, Tim. It's important to be able to feel a guy out. You're amped up, but it's important to not go out too aggressive, guns blazing, because then you can put yourself in a damaging position really early in the match.
Yes, you don't want to take any sloppy shots. You want to actually set up your shots, motion, like we were saying, hand fight a little bit. You don't want to take a shot if you're too far away. And you want to actually somewhat time it.
And that's what these guys are doing right now. They're just trying to feel each other out. You can see they're lugging, their head lugging, and that's to try and A, get a distance, and B, maybe get something in the collar tie. And now, shot there from Durkin.
Durkin timed it just right. When Edis came out of his stance, he stood up. Durkin took that shot.
Very heavy sprawl there by Edis. Good wrestling from both of the men. As you see, nice hard sprawl by Edis. He works himself back to his feet, forces Durkin out of bounds, and a nice job resetting it.
Durkin's very comfortable just staying in the center of the mat, letting Edis move around and waiting for an opportunity where he thinks he has a shot or a counter shot.
There's a good shot by Durkin. He got deep in on that shot, and now he's looking to go to work.
Durkin has a good breakdown, one-on-one. Forward pressure.
10 seconds remain in this first period. Edis is hoping not to get turned. And he fends it off until the bell, so it'll be 2-0 in favor of Julian Durkin. Let's take a look at this shot right here from Durkin.
Just explodes right through it. Right through, almost as if he was tackling him.
And it seemed as though he caught Edis. He was circling, and he timed the circle just right to get deep in on a shot.
Hey, elbows in when you go. Elbows in when you go.
He'll be in the neutral position to start this second period. Durkin leads it over Edis 2-0. If you're just joining us, the team score is 12-0 in favor of the Bulldogs, with a forfeit and then a pin for Alex Goldman. Outside single attempted there by Durkin, but it's no good.
Just seems like both wrestlers are feeling each other out still.
Good shot there by Durkin. And that'll be another takedown for Julian Durkin. And Durkin's doing a nice job of just waiting, being patient, not forcing anything. And that's really important because he catches the timing of Edis and pounces right when Edis is in the middle of a circle. And he's gotten deep in on those shots, so Edis can't really defend it.
Yes. Edis is keeping his feet too close to each other.
As soon as Edis's feet, like you're saying, come together, that's his opportunity. He's just going low, right for the ankle, And being that they're that close, it's easy to get both of them at the same time. He doesn't even have to work up.
Keep the pressure, keep the pressure.
Durkin looking for a turn here.
30, keep the weight. Hold it. Get it. Sanders, let's go. Sanders.
Edis has 30 seconds to potentially build a base and make an escape here. Durkin, however, is looking to lock up a cradle.
Edis needs to start working for hand control.
Durkin looking for that ball and chain, now turns it into a tilt. No backs on the count there, 10 seconds. Durkin applying good forward pressure.
Right now, Durkin is making Edis carry all of his weight. And that may take dividends as we go into the third period.
Let's take a look.
Even though they're the same weight, when you're carrying somebody else's weight for 30 seconds, you're going to start to feel it after a little while.
We took a nice look at the shot there by Durkin. He'll start on defense to begin this third period. He leads 4-0 over Tim Edis. Durkin was looking for a switch there now. Gets a point with a stand-up, and now it's 5-0 in favor of Durkin.
Speed come in, low double. Make the tempo up. Go ahead, man. Don't wait.
As we take a look at the stand-up here in the bottom left corner of your screen from Durkin.
Come on, man. Don't wait.
Shot there by Durkin. He's going to try and come out the back door.
Hook it first. At the knee.
And now Edis really just trying to hold on for dear life, hoping for a stalemate. As Durkin is deep in on this shot, he's unable to get the stalemate. It's now 7-0 Durkin, and now Durkin gets a turn. And Durkin does a nice job of getting that left arm of Edis too. Is he's not able to punch through, and now he's able to get the pin. So Julian Durkin is victorious by pinfall. It'll make it an 18-0 team score. Let's take a look here. From the takedown right to the pin. Gets a half. Runs it deep, and he traps that left arm of Edis so he can't punch through, roll through, and get to his belly.
Reverse half.
For Haddonfield, Fricky. For Sterling, Gagolski.
Roland Fricky and Anthony Gagolski coming out here for the 175 match. Gagolski 14-6 on the year. Fricky 12-9 on the season. And we're going to take one more look at the pin here for Durkin. And as we get into these heavier weights, we're going to see a lot more pressure on the head, a lot more collar ties, hand control, as there's a shot for Fricky. 2 points awarded to Fricky there on the takedown. Nice job by Gagolski to belly down. And Gagolski able to roll all the way through as Fricky tried to get a little too fancy there. Let's take another look at it. Nice job there by Gagolski. Good mat awareness, rolling through, able to get a reversal, ties the match up at 2, and they work themselves out of bounds.
Could have been some back points there. It looks like there was an opportunity for 2 back points, but the referee didn't call it, so we didn't get it.
Hey, remember, one leg's got to be back.
You know, we always have the benefit of the replay here in the booth. The guy out there in the pinstripes doesn't really get to see all the angles we see. We get a wide variety of angles thanks to our producer, Tad Kozaneski, back in the truck, and all of our wonderful camera operators.
Switch on the way down, switch on the way down.
Fricky earns 1 point for the escape, and now less than 1 minute remains as Fricky leads this match 3-2 over Anthony Gagolski.
There you go, off the elbow. Waiting, off the elbow.
Let's take another look at the escape there in the bottom left corner of your screen. Nice job by Fricky breaking the grip, getting his hips away, and facing Gagolski for 1. And it's got to be really important to control the collar tie, especially at these heavier weights when you see it. Both wrestlers are really looking for control in the collar tie.
Yeah, Fricky's doing a really good job controlling the ties. Go-Go's trying to work for inside control. It's going back and forth. Waiting for somebody to make the first move.
That'll be the end of the first period. Roland Fricky leads it 3-2. Fricky will start this second period on defense. So Gogolski now looking to work on top.
Just keeping forward pressure, doing a spiral. Fricky got it on his feet by stand up.
Good breakdown, bring him back down to the mat. That's important.
Yeah, we talk about forward pressure a lot. That's really important because if a guy tries a simple move like a stand-up and you have your weight and you're running them out of bounds, you get a nice little reset like Gogolski just did right there. And see, applying forward pressure, like we were talking about earlier, he has to carry the weight of another guy, even though they're the same weight. Fricky keeps looking to that stand-up. We're going to take another look at this. Stand-up, really simple move, but very effective. Gogolski gets set. Whistle blows. We're back in action.
And just like we talked about with Hines, it's just as important to have a good first move when you're on top as it is on the bottom. Because once you get that established, then you can go into your more offensive moves.
Gogolski was hit with a stalling call there. Fricky was looking for that standing switch. Towards the end of this, we're going to take another look right here. Gogolski looking for a breakdown, and then right there, you see Fricky reach for the leg of Gogolski.
He was trying to do a stand-up switch.
Fricky finally gets the escape point. 1:15 remains in this second period. He leads 4-2 over Gogolski. Fricky takes a shot, well defended by Gogolski. Minute remains in this second period. And you said it, Tim, Fricky has done a nice job controlling the collar tie here throughout this match.
It's definitely keeping Go-Go a distance away. It's like your first line of defense is your head.
Stay heavy on his head, body fake, snap. Snap elbows in, snap elbows in. Let's go. Hit the tempo walk.
And we hear Coach
Ricky's
Desmond
coming out of stands. Definitely Go-Go should have taken the opportunity to take a shot or stalked him a little bit.
And we hear Coach Desmond Wiggins very vocal with his wrestlers. Is that better or worse than having a coach that's quiet?
I definitely like a coach that's more vocal.
We're going to take a look right here. Fricky just pushes Gogolski out of bounds, and the second period ends with the score. Roland Fricky leads Anthony Gogolski 4-2 going into the third period. Gogolski will be on defense, and he's got to, as we've been talking about, get that first move, explode off the whistle. Gogolski looking for a stand-up, no good, and good forward pressure there by Fricky. He's looking to run an arm bar.
Now working on one-on-one, working underneath, trying to do a ball chain. Fricky has a nice tight waist, one-on-one.
Nice job by Gogolski getting into his feet. Gets 1 point, and we can hear Coach Desmond Wiggins telling him now it's time to go and to work on offense. He has 1:30. Takedown gives him the lead. Let's take another look at the escape in the bottom left corner of your screen. Both wrestlers working in that inside control and for wrist control. Fricky looked to be setting something up there, but nothing doing. Gogolski with the shot. No reshot there from Fricky. Deep shot there for Roland Fricky.
Double leg.
Got deep in on the double leg, and right now Gogolski fighting for his life.
Fricky's going to get to 2. He went above the waist. Gogo's bellowing down.
And now Gogolski needs to build a base, get a bit of a reversal, pull something deep out of the bag of tricks. Looking for a switch there now into a stand-up. They work out of bounds. Fricky will stay on offense. Let's take a look. Good shot there for Roland Fricky.
And he didn't rush. Right here, he took his time. He knew he had time. He worked his way up to get his 2.
Gogolski now looking for that switch. Good follow there by Fricky. 15 seconds remain in the third period. Fricky leads by 3. And this match comes to a close. Fricky, your winner by regular decision. He wins at 6-3 over Anthony Gogolski. Team score now 21-0 in favor of the Bulldogs.
Now wrestling 190.
Coming out at 190 for the Knights is Kenny McCardle.
For Sterling, McCardle. For Haddonfield, Lytle.
And Terrence Lytle, 11-4, coming out for the Bulldogs. And now it's crucial in the collar tie. You have hand control, as these guys have a ton of strength.
One of the things you'll notice about the Haddonfield wrestlers, they're very comfortable just staying, waiting in the center, almost like they're waiting for Sterling to be overly aggressive, and then they counter and capitalize. Or once there's that opportunity, boom, they take that shot, and they're finishing strong.
Your motion, sir, your motion.
And again, in that feeling out process, sort of in limbo right now. No wrestler really trying to rush a sloppy shot or a sloppy move.
There you go, pummel inside. Right inside. Smart. Smart. Pinch down. Circle. You gotta get that. He's got to go left. Pinch down.
45 seconds remain, and there's a good shot by Lytle. They work out of bounds. No points awarded there to Terrence Lytle. Let's take another look at it. Gets a good shot, just catches McCardle off guard there.
I think, yep. Hey, set it up better. Set it up.
McCardle sitting on his back heels. Lytle waited for the perfect opportunity to take that shot.
Change level.
There's
a shot there by Lytle.
Nice sprawl.
Shot. Make the tempo up. Keep chasing.
And Lytle right now is just constantly moving, really not staying flat-footed, always circling, and that's something that you really want to see, whereas McCardle, when that shot happened that was close to the scores table, now another shot there by Lytle, and now Lytle with short time catches McCardle. McCardle has 5 seconds to fight, and he cannot. So a quick pin there for Terrence Lytle. Let's take another look at it. You see McCardle gets caught. Nice job of just getting rid of the wrist, and then a good strong takedown. And he takes him down right to his back, and a good job. He keeps that arm, he catches him, rolls to the other side, and just sticks McCardle.
Definitely did a phenomenal job clearing his hands.
Take a look, he controls, and then he snaps and throws those hands away and takes him down right to his back. Ensar Yagmerkaya is out for the Knights. He'll be taking on Holden Fitcher.
Control that space.
Yagmerkaya is 11-5 on the year. Holden Fitcher 11-7. Good matchup here today.
And this is Ensar's first year wrestling. For being a first-year wrestler, he's putting together a really good season, both record-wise and skill-wise. His motor never stops.
And Yagmerkaya is one of those guys, he brings a lot of energy to the match. When he wins, he gets the crowd fired up and into it.
He's definitely a strong kid. He stays in good position. He's a good hand fighter on his feet.
Holden Fitcher.
Ensar's trying to pummel in for control.
Holden Fitcher majored Andrew Krause the last time that Sterling wrestled Haddonfield this season. He won. He's 11-7 on the year. 30 seconds remain, no score in this first period. Yagmerkaya taking on Fitcher. Fitcher attempted a shot, nothing doing.
Short time, 12 left.
Both wrestlers being told, watch the fingers, can't really lock the fingers, as that's dangerous. And the first period will end with no score.
Stay tough in there, hands on.
Sterling defers the second period choice to Haddonfield. Fitcher will start on defense.
It's there. I know it's there. Get it.
And the advantage here of Fitcher starting on defense is he has the chance to get an escape against Yagmerkaya and put himself up 1-0. Looks for a switch. Good follow there by Ensar. Another switch for Fitcher. Yagmerkaya, another good follow.
Good follow. Yagmerkaya is wrestling a lot on his knees. Now he's off his knees, doing forward pressure.
A lot of forward pressure there. And again, this is going to pay dividends as the match goes on. As the longer he can stay on top, the more time the other wrestler, Haddonfield wrestler, is carrying all of his weight.
Yagmerkaya has had a 2-on-1, now looking for a spiral ride breakdown. He has 1 minute and 20 seconds to work with. Fitcher trying to build a base.
Ensar's doing a nice little spiral ride. He's getting a little bit far in front, getting a little high.
Fitcher popped free for a second. Another good follow there by Yagmerkaya, and he wasn't riding parallel. Talk about the advantage or disadvantages that brings.
Parallel, if you were riding parallel, you could get banged for stone. Ensar likes to work out in front. He does a nice little spiral ride. However, sometimes when you're riding parallel, definitely you have an advantage over your opponent.
Good job of Fitcher by getting wrist control as he's trying to work to his base. However, Yagmerkaya applies that forward pressure, and you can see he's on his toes constantly. If you're wrestling on your knees, you can't apply that forward pressure and put your weight on your opponent. Yagmerkaya does a nice job of staying on his toes. Fitcher now stands up. Good mat return by Yagmerkaya. And the wrestlers work themselves out of bounds.
Important that he tries to keep him on the bottom and ride this out the last 27 seconds. That will be huge going into the third.
It's also important that he doesn't take his time back to the circle, or he could get hit with a stall, as he did just right there. It's always important to hustle up, get back to the circle within a reasonable amount of time to not make it look like you're tired and you're stalling. It's also a mental thing, as you probably know, as Yagmerkaya looking for a bit of a turn here.
Short time, 6 left.
nice job of riding out the 27 seconds by Ensar Yagmerkaya. He'll now be on defense looking for an escape on Holden Fitcher. And talk about how this third period, especially in a tight match, is, they say it's 6 minutes, but it's really the longest 6 minutes of your entire life. It's how it feels when you're out there on the mat.
Definitely conditioning comes into play. You want to be well conditioned. When you train, you definitely want to go more than 6 minutes and be able to be prepared to go in overtime. Which Ensar has already had 2 overtime matches. Ensar made it up to his feet, got neutral. It's 1-0.
Yagmerkaya gets an escape. Let's take a look at it in the bottom left corner of your screen.
He's got to be careful now. He's got to make sure that he's moving side to side, in and out, but being smart at the same time so he doesn't get nailed with a stall.
And these third periods really show who wants it more. The technique doesn't really come into play in a tight match, and especially in a rivalry match. It really comes down to who wants to win the match more. Who has the heart? And Yagmerkaya with that high motor, a ton of heart, loves getting the crowd into it. He's got to be careful though as he stumbles, and Fitcher was ready to pounce. Good job regaining his balance. Fitcher now takes a high
Fitcher
crotch.
takes a high C, bump, gets 2 points. It's 2-1 with 47 left. Ensar has to get working.
And you can see that Yagmerkaya's leg is trapped. The red shoe is Yagmerkaya's. It's in between Fitcher's legs. Take a look at the takedown. They work out of bounds, and a stall call assist to Holden Fitcher.
Talked about it a couple times, but right now it's very important that he has a quick first move that could give him the one that he needs.
Right now, exactly what you said, first move's most important.
Good breakdown there by Fitcher. 30 seconds remain in the third period. Fitcher leads over Yagmerkaya 2-1. Yagmerkaya looking for an escape. Now he's brought down. Has a chance to escape. Gets to his feet. They work out of bounds. No neutral assessed. Coach Desmond Wiggins is now on the mat. He's going to talk it over with the official.
Tim, what do you really think when this is going on with the official and the coach? Is there really any opportunity for the call to be switched, or is it just possibly to give the wrestler some time to breathe?
I definitely think it's put in his head for next go-around that possibly he could rethink that was definitely an escape. He faced him, but it also gives his wrestler a breather, like you said.
Yagmerkaya got to be looking for an escape. He's on his feet.
Fitcher got sloppy. Ensar has 2. He's getting backs.
Come on, hold him right there.
He's getting backs.
Yagmerkaya gets a reversal. He's got backs. And within the last 20 seconds,
that's the fire we were talking about. Great match.
Yagmerkaya turns it around. He wins this one 5-2 with the back points, gets the Knights on the board. 5-2, regular decision for Ensar Yagmerkaya. Makes it 27-3 team score. Take a look at this. Just catches Vulture out of position. Sticks with it, gets some backs. Huge in the last 20 seconds of that match, and we talked about it. It comes down to heart. Ensar Yagmerkaya had the heart. He wanted it more. Thrilling end to that 2:15 match.
Now wrestling 285. For Sterling, Jaleel.
Pico Jaleel having a phenomenal season. He's 19-3 on the year. Matt Rudder 0-2 on the season at 285. Again, if you're just joining us, 27-3 for Haddonfield, the team score.
Get him thinking, Nico.
Jaleel really looking for inside control.
What is Nico trying to accomplish with his one arm? His left arm just dangling. Is he trying to bait the other wrestler from Haddonfield into something, or is he trying to set something up there?
I definitely think he's trying to set something up. And Nico likes to work underhooks. He also likes to work Russians. So I think sometimes he's waiting for his opponent to actually reach out and try to grab his wrist, and then he likes to jack it up.
1 minute remains, no score. The wrestler still.
Jalene's definitely more physical at this point with his hand fighting.
And Jalene has the advantage of wrestling all throughout the junior program, from kindergarten to 8th grade and now into high school, and now gets a nice trip and catches Rudder and gets the pin. So Jalene is victorious by pinfall. He'll move to 20-3 on the year. And that'll make it a 27-9 team score in favor of Haddonfield. Let's take a look at it. Just nice job of working it up, catching Rudder out of position, gets a trip.
Now wrestling 106.
And when you're looking at heavyweight especially, right, there's such a difference of weight. Nico a lot of times is more of a smaller heavyweight, but in that match he was much bigger than the other wrestler, and you can see that comes into play.
Yes, I think his height gave him a lot of leverage for the bear hug to be able to take him down.
Haddonfield, Hoffman.
Sterling
gives
just
up.
gave up 2 forfeits, one to Mike Lamb and another to Hoffman.
For Sterling, Eamon.
Sean Amon comes out, he's 11-8 on the year.
For Haddonfield, Wagner.
He'll be taking on Luke Wagner, who is 12-7. And now we're going to see a lot more speed from these lighter weights, a lot more speed, a lot more hand control. Not much in the tie, however, they are in the tie right now to start this match. 39-9, the team score in favor of the Haddonfield Bulldogs, if you're just joining us. Once again, Jake Clark joined by Tim Edis and Jason Clark. Nice setup there by Amon. And they work out of bounds, no points assessed, but that was a really nice setup for that outside single for Amon.
Amon did a very good job. However, Amon is keep leaving his right arm hanging while getting the left leg. He has to bring that down and try to switch to a double.
Good shot there from Wagner. Good wizard in there for Amon. And what that wizard does is keep these two wrestlers deadlocked. That arm for Amon is on the inner thigh of Wagner to keep the wrestlers deadlocked, and so Wagner now elevates.
Wagner's doing a good job taking it off the mat. He's going to try to limp his arm out. He's trying to seatbelt Amon's leg out.
Good job there by Sean Amon. Good mat awareness. Works himself out of bounds. 29.4 seconds left on the clock. 0-0. The score between Amon and Wagner.
Stay low. Stay low.
Far out shot from Amon. Nothing doing.
You got 20. Get one.
And Amon walked himself into a low-level single right there. Wagner looking to finish. Amon looking to cling on for dear life. He's got 5 seconds to kill. And he kills it off. It will remain 0-0. Wagner looking to score first here. He chooses defense. And that was a good first period out of Amon. He's one of those guys that looks for the big move constantly, always likes to tie up and throw that headlock. Good job of taking some shots. And a nice mat return.
It's going to be important that Amon takes his time here, works some stuff, doesn't go too fast, too quick, which is sometimes catches him in a bad position.
Wrestlers work themselves out of bounds with 1:41 on the clock left in this second period.
Two hands up. Stagger stance when you get up. Halfway.
Wagner looking for a stand-up right off the whistle. Good mat return by Amon. Looking for wrist control. Wagner stands up once again, gets his hips away. Nothing doing. Good job by Amon to follow there on that stand-up. Wagner stands up once again. Good job by Amon. He lowers his level and now trips Wagner back down to the mat. Good job riding out on top to this point for Sean Amon. And they work themselves out of bounds. Wagner keeps going back to that same stand-up, and once Amon catches on and chops that arm, we're going to have to see what Wagner does to try and build up his base.
Wagner does a really good job clearing his arm. You'll see him step out towards the referee. See that? He steps out. He doesn't step straight up. He creates that distance and space in between Amon.
And now Wagner in a good position here. Almost had a reversal. Amon looking to fight, unable to do so. Wagner gets two there. And Amon has a minute to work up and look for either a reversal or an escape.
Right now, it's going to be important that Amon does some chain wrestling. If the first thing's not working, he goes to a second thing. He can't stay still. Otherwise, it's going to be broken down, and then have to work to reestablish his base.
Good breakdown there for Wagner right off the whistle. And Wagner applying a lot of forward pressure.
Amon's attempting to build his base, bring his knees up.
Hold that hand to his hip. Come on, Sean. We gotta get that hand to his hip.
Wagner's running a nice tight waist, trying to tilt.
Put two together. Don't try to let them do it like that. Come on, switch and turn. Pour that up. You got it.
And the tight waist is one of the most common moves that's taught, especially at the midget level, but it's not really a move to break down or a pinning combination. So what exactly is the advantage of having a tight waist?
Nice tight waist. Look, you see he did a tight waist chop. He's trapping his arm to do a tilt. So he's trying to get his hips underneath Amon's hips and lift them.
Amon's going to have to try to go on the bottom and work his way up in the third period.
And we've been talking about a first move all night. Wagner in this match has done a phenomenal job of getting a first move off the whistle. When he was on defense, it was a stand-up, and when he was on offense, he had a nice breakdown on Amon, and Amon chooses neutral.
Wagner just took neutral.
So Wagner takes neutral in the hopes to get a takedown and really ice the match at 4-0, unless Amon can pull something from up his sleeve.
Amon got caught in a bad position.
We've seen this now several times from the Sterling wrestlers. They're not fully committing to a shot. They're taking a shot with one arm while they have another arm on their head. It's very difficult to finish a shot that way.
Good job by Wagner. Pulling it Amon. Amon escapes anyway. Let's take a look at the shot. Good job. He just had his momentum moving forward right into the shot. Caught Amon off balance. Can't really get a sprawl there. Nice job by Wagner to make it a 4-0 match. And again, another good first move right there. Just breaks the arm down and now has Amon off his base and on his stomach.
Yeah, Amon's got to keep his head up and work to get to a base before he can do anything. Otherwise, he's just going to be laying flat, which obviously is easier said than done, but it's important that he establishes those building blocks to get up to his base so he can do something off of that.
It was a really good knee slide up there by Amon. And now gets his hips away, unable to get out. He had it there for a split second. If he would have got his hips away and just pushed away and faced them, he would have had the one.
Amon did a good job sealing off, got hand control. He did a nice sit out, and then he went to go turn. Wagner just followed. He's doing a good job forward pressure like we were speaking of earlier. He's going with a spiral with a half. Amon wants to try to peel that half off and use that for hand control. He needs to start sealing off, get that hand control, remove that tight waist.
Now Wagner with an underhook on Amon. Now he goes back to the half, tight waist and the half. Amon explodes up, brought right back down by Wagner, and that'll do it. Wagner wins this one by regular decision, 4-0 for the Haddonfield Bulldogs to extend their team lead.
Now wrestling 126.
On to the 126 match. Joseph Rogers comes out for the Knights. He's 1-12.
Rogers. For Haddonfield, Canuso.
James Canuso, 18-3 on the year. One of the highlight wrestlers for the Haddonfield Bulldogs. And Canuso, right off the bat, you see a lot of energy, a lot of movement, a lot of level changes. Talk about what that does at the beginning of a match to come out amped up with a bunch of energy, what it does if you're facing a guy like that.
Canuso had a nice front head.
Good front headlock.
Nice follow. Now Canuso's going for a cradle, near side. Canuso's definitely aggressive. Unlike the prior Haddonfield wrestlers that were timing their shots, Canuso's on the go.
So Rogers has 1minute and 12 seconds to try and get some points on the board in this first period. Rogers explodes up, is brought right down by Canuso. Now Canuso throws in that armbar.
Canuso has an armbar one-on-one.
See, he's going to try and walk towards the head of Rogers until Rogers turns over. See right here, he's just going to walk, and there's nothing Rogers can do because that armbar is in. The referee has to be very careful that that armbar does not go over a 90-degree angle on the back of Rogers, or else he could dislocate his shoulder. Now Rogers on his back and is pinned. So another victory there for the Haddonfield Bulldogs. Team score 48-9. James Canuso moves on to 19-3. He's your winner by pinfall at 126. Take another look. Perfect perfection on the armbar there.
Did a phenomenal job.
Now wrestling 132.
Good execution. We're going to take another look at it.
For Sterling, Sandoval. For Haddonfield, Bayer.
Feek Sandoval will take on William Bayer at 132. Sandoval looked to be aggressive. Good reshot there for Bayer. They work out of bounds.
Pierce Bayer jammed his thumb.
And now Sandoval was looking for a headlock. Sandoval right now really being controlled by the front headlock of Bayer. And he's just snapped right down onto the mat and is pinned. Bayer is your winner by pinfall now, 54-9. Let's take a look at it. He's just snapped right down by Bayer. snapped right down and then
Now
put on his back.
138. For Haddonfield, Hurley.
Alex Hurley moves to 21-2 on the season as he is winner by forfeit.
Now wrestling 144. For Haddonfield, Dietz.
And another forfeit there to end the match. Haddonfield victorious in this one, 66-9. Sterling gave up a few forfeits. Well wrestled matches though for Sterling in Yagmerkaya and Jolene, as they are the only ones to get points put up on the board.
Haddonfield definitely came to wrestle tonight. They didn't leave anything at home.
One of the things I think is important for Sterling as a takeaway is to work to not have as many forfeits. You lost this match even before it started.
And our next game will be tomorrow. It'll be wrestling, 10 o'clock. Sterling's taking on Paul VI. It'll be live on Channel 19, youtube.com/Sterling TV 19. So that'll do it for us at the Castle today. I'm Jay Clark, joined by Tim Ennis and board member Jason Clark. Thank you to Mr. K and the rest of us here on Tech Crew.